Hi, my name is Beth Sprigman. I'm the Claims Account Executive at Hardenberg Insurance, and today I'm here to go over the workers' comp reporting process and provide some tips that you as the employer might need after you've been notified of an employee having had an injury. We're going to go through the steps in the process and the initial details that you will need to have available when you report the claim. First and foremost, it needs to be determined, did your employee seek medical treatment already, or did they just report an incident? If the employee has already sought treatment, that needs to be reported as soon as possible. And if the employee contacts you that maybe they had an incident, but they haven't yet gone to a doctor, we need to document that information should anything come along in the next few days or a week. We ask you to keep those records on file, and we can also report them to the insurance carrier so that they can have that detail. Feel free to reach out to the account manager and we can keep a record here as well at Hardenberg. The instructions that are given to you from the insurance company will be asking you how to report if you're doing it online or if you're calling it into the 800 number. And next, we're going to go through the details of the information that they're going to ask you so that you have that at your fingertips. Our next slide will show you the initial details that you're going to need to report. That would be the employer's name and your workers' comp policy number, the employee's name, date of birth, social security number, and date of hire at your company, the employee's home address, the employee's job title, the date of the loss, and the location as specific as you have it as to where the incident occurred. The person submitting the claim, this could be the foreman, a supervisor, the owner, or the employee if they're contacting you directly, as well as that person's title. And then next, a detailed accident description, what the employee was doing, how it happened, and any other specific information. The insurance carrier is going to need to know what injury occurred and what body part or parts have been affected. If the employee is still out of work since the date of this loss, the insurance carrier needs to know the number of days that have been written out by the initial treating physician. The name of the facility where medical treatment was first sought, for instance, an emergency room, an urgent care, or a family doctor. And finally, they're going to ask if there's been any witnesses to the loss. Any other employees? Did a supervisor see it happen? And that person's name and phone number, should they need to reach out to them for more information. Now, what to expect after this has been reported. The employee and the employer should both hear from the assigned adjuster within 24 hours. Initial information will be given to the employee about additional treatment, and if they are out of work, the adjuster will go through the specifics on wages and what they're eligible for. At this point, the adjuster is going to then be redirecting care to any doctor on their panel. If you have seen someone that is not on their panel, they will be switching. So for instance, the family doctor you saw had initially referred you to one orthopedic. They may be referring this employee at this time to an orthopedic, which is on their panel. And they're able to do that again through New Jersey law and directing that care. Light duty work for the employee. If they have been found that they can work a modified job, the adjuster will work with you as the employer to help set up a light duty position until this person has been released to full duty and able to do their normal job functions. A light duty position will be going along any of the guidelines the doctor might have for lifting, the amount of time sitting in one position, and it could also be involved not working on a computer if it's some sort of concussion injury. So that light duty is basically customized and worked with you as the employer to try to keep the employee coming into the office and doing something to still function and receive a paycheck. Disputes with an employee and the insurance carrier. Disputes can occur over whether an injury is work-related, the type and the extent of the medical treatment that the employee might be looking to continue having, any payment of temporary disability payments, those issues are all something that the insurance adjuster will work with the employee to try to resolve. But if they're not able to, the employee is able to file an application for an informal hearing or a formal claims petition through the courts. And this is all through workers' comp law. Anytime you receive a letter of representation or any legal paperwork, a claims petition, anything that's coming to you as the employer, this needs to be forwarded immediately to the insurance adjuster, who will then work on this case through defense counsel and try to minimize any additional issues and get this employee back to work and getting the treatment that they need. Additional medical treatment that's needed. Now what? Some of the questions you might have is the employee is going to be out of work. What about their wages and how does that impact me? Once they've been deemed out of work, you as the employer are not going to be paying their wages as long as the insurance company has agreed, and then they will make the payments to this individual through temporary disability payments, and that will come under your workers' comp policy. The adjuster will be in touch with you and let you know if they have been, as I said before, authorized for a light duty position and work with you to try to create that if possible. Can an employee return to work and still treat? Yes. This is the insurance company's goal, is to get the employee back to work as quick as possible. If that means that they're still treating for physical therapy or following up in a few months for an additional procedure, the insurance company will keep paying those wages while that employee has returned to work, and then they would be coming back under their normal wages and normal work conditions once they've been released from their doctor to do so. I want to mention that once a claim has been first reported, you as the policy holder as well as the agency and any state agency will all be receiving a first report of injury form. And this is all sent out so that everyone has all the clear documentation of what happened in this loss. You'll be receiving those. And anytime if you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me. And the next tip I'm going to share with you are some terms that you might want to know regarding workers' comp claims. And some of these are words that you might not have encountered yet. I just want to go through a brief definition should you hear of them. The first is maximum medical improvement. This is when an injured employee reaches a position where their condition cannot be improved any further, or when treatment plateaus in the healing process. Treatment options have all basically been exhausted. That is maximum medical improvement. Second is an IME. This is called an independent medical exam. This medical evaluation is used to resolve any questions about the condition, and it's usually requested by the insurance carrier where the individual is directing them to a particular physician. This exam determines any issues regarding additional ongoing treatment, out of work limitations, and any resulting permanent injuries from this workers' comp incident. Third is a claim petition. A claim petition is a legal document that is filed with the court involving a workers' comp case that has been disputed or remains unresolved. The judge will hear issues involving outstanding bills, unresolved out-of-work status, or any permanency award. And this claim petition is filed after the employee has sought an attorney, and the petition is then presented to the insurance carrier, who hires defense counsel who represent you as the employer in this matter and trying to resolve the differences. And fourth is permanency. And permanency is an award, is a type of award that can be received under a workers' comp law. And these are granted when an employee loses a permanent use of a body or an organ. Permanency awards are separate from other payment awards, such as medical, rehabilitation, any sort of retraining that's necessary. This evaluation of one's impairment occurs after your employee reaches a maximum medical improvement, which is determined by the doctor. Then it is judged whether your injury is going to have any sort of permanent impact on your daily life, and a percentage is placed on that. The permanency is then worked in with a claims petition if you're filing through the court to be receiving what's usually a lump sum payment for a percentage of a function that you're no longer going to have, which can be tied in and resulted from this workers' comp claim. At this point, I hope that you have some more information about how to report a claim if you need to, and any other additional questions, feel free to reach out to us here at Hardenberg Insurance. I'm available to answer any of your questions, and the account managers as well are available. And I thank you for your time and hope everyone has a great day.